Welcome, traveler. We're glad you're here. Every story you hear is made with care and passion. If you enjoy it, please like, subscribe, and check out the other adventures waiting for you on our channel. Your support means the world. Thank you. We hope you enjoy the story. Plasma cannon fire screamed past ESS Sovereign's Pride as the fleet pursued the Nexus merchant vessel through spinning asteroid debris. The massive rocks tumbled through space like deadly dice, their iron-rich surfaces creating sensor shadows and false echoes that made targeting nearly impossible. "This is Admiral Thorne," came the transmission across all frequencies. "Surrender your vessel immediately." The response crackled back through static interference from asteroid mineral deposits. "Admiral, you're making a very expensive mistake. Check your orders regarding legitimate commerce." Captain Lucian Vex's ship, the merchant vessel Prophet's Edge, weaved between house-sized asteroids while dumping cargo containers that exploded in brilliant weapon signature bursts. Each detonation sent rainbow plasma across the asteroid field, creating a light show that would have been beautiful under different circumstances. "Targets accelerating through the outer field," Lieutenant Stellaris reported from navigation. "He's using the asteroid rotation to mask his engine signature." The tactical display showed all 7 ships of Admiral Thorne's fleet in pursuit formation. The 3 fast attack ships, ESS Swift Retribution, Dancing Blade, and Phantom Strike, moved to bracket the merchant vessel, while the heavy cruisers ESS Iron Resolve and Storm's End maintained flanking positions. ESS Steadfast Supply held back. At safe distance, her cargo holds too valuable to risk in the asteroid field. Vex was trapped, but he was making them work for it. "Admiral," Commander Voss's voice carried unusual tension. "I've confirmed the intelligence. Vex's latest weapons. Shipment was used in the Proxima Station massacre. 400 dead, including families and children." Through the bridge speakers came the sound of magnetic clamps engaging as another asteroid fragment struck their deflector grid. The Kepler asteroid field was notorious for claiming unwary ships, its chaotic orbits creating a 3-dimensional maze that challenged even experienced navigators. "Return fire," Thorne commanded. "Disable only. We need him alive." Lieutenant Commander Raven's targeting systems locked onto the merchant vessel's engine nacelles. Firing plasma bursts, minimal power. Blue-white energy beams lanced across the vacuum, striking the Prophet's Edge in precise patterns designed to cripple rather than destroy. The merchant ship's armor plating glowed red-hot, but held. "He's modified his hull reinforcement," Raven observed. "Those aren't civilian-grade armor plates." The merchant vessel suddenly spun between 2 massive asteroids, using their gravitational influence to slingshot deeper into the field. It was a dangerous maneuver that could easily end in collision, but Vex executed it with the skill of someone who'd been running from pursuit for years. "All ships," Thorne ordered. "Pattern Delta 7. Box him in before he reaches the outer perimeter." The fleet moved with practiced coordination, each ship calculating intercept courses that accounted for asteroid movement and gravitational effects. But Vex wasn't finished. As the Earth ships closed distance, he triggered explosive charges on 3 cargo containers, sending debris and weapon signatures across multiple sensor frequencies. "He's jamming our targeting," Stellaris reported. "The plasma bursts are creating electromagnetic interference." More explosions erupted as additional containers detonated, each one filled with military-grade weapons that painted space in brilliant colors. The merchant was literally burning evidence while trying to escape. In the cargo bay of ESS Sovereign's Pride, Commander Cross ran combat first aid training, while the ship shook from pursuit maneuvers. 20 Marines sat in a rough circle around, training dummies and medical equipment, their faces showing the focused attention of professionals learning skills that might save their lives. "Rule 1 of battlefield medicine," Cross said while securing loose equipment that threatened to become projectiles. "Speed beats perfection. You don't have time to do things properly, so you do them fast enough to keep people breathing." The coup. Artificial gravity fluctuated as the ship executed another evasive maneuver, causing several Marines to grip their seats. Cross continued her instruction without missing a beat, her medical scanner highlighting pressure points on the training dummy. Plasma burns are a bitch, she continued, demonstrating proper treatment techniques. The energy superheats tissue while cauterizing blood vessels, creates massive trauma with minimal bleeding. Your job is to stop shock and maintain circulation. Marine. Corporal Kowalski raised his hand. Doc, what about alien physiology? Different blood chemistry? Same basic principles, Cross replied matter-of-factly. Stop the bleeding, maintain circulation, prevent shock. Alien or human, they all need blood. Flow to the brain, everything else is details. The Marines chuckled at her straightforward approach. Cross had earned their respect by treating wounded crew members with competence and no-nonsense efficiency during previous engagements. Demonstration, Cross announced, indicating the training dummy. Kowalski, show me how to stabilize massive trauma to the torso. Kowalski moved to the dummy and began applying synthetic skin grafts while monitoring vital signs through the medical scanner. His movements reflected careful training rather than natural instinct. Too slow, Cross observed. In combat, you have maybe 2 minutes before they bleed out internally. Again, with urgency. The ship's emergency klaxon sounded briefly as another plasma burst struck their deflector grid. The Marines exchanged glances, but continued the exercise. Doc, asked Sergeant Willis, what's the weirdest injury you've treated? Keth Warrior with a punctured lung from his own weapon ricochet. Turns out their honor code prevents them from seeking medical help for self-inflicted wounds. He was turning blue when they brought him in. The training session continued with practical demonstrations of field surgery techniques. Cross showed them how to use torn clothing as bandages, how to improvise splints from broken equipment, and how to perform emergency tracheotomies with whatever sharp objects were available. Remember, she said while demonstrating pressure point, control. Battlefield medicine isn't about saving everyone. It's about saving who you can with what you have. Triage is brutal but necessary. The ship-wide communication system interrupted. All hands, prepare for boarding action. Marine units to assault stations. The Marines began standing and securing equipment, their movements showing practiced efficiency. Cross continued her instruction, while they prepared. Final reminder, she said over the sound of equipment being stowed. If someone's bleeding out, you don't wait for perfect conditions. You use whatever's available and make it work. Major Steele appeared in the cargo bay. Doorway, his tactical gear already secured for boarding operations. Doc, my Marines ready for real-world application? They know how to keep people alive, Cross replied. Let's hope they don't need to prove it. Meanwhile, on the bridge, the tactical situation continued evolving. The merchant vessel Prophets. Edge had been cornered against a massive asteroid cluster. Its escape route systematically eliminated by coordinated fleet movements. Target is maintaining position relative to asteroid designated Charlie 7, Stellaris reported. Engine emissions suggest he's preparing for final sprint toward open space. Commander Voss consulted her intelligence analysis. Admiral, Captain. Vex has been running weapons for 18 months across 4 star systems. His client list includes all major alien factions, plus several independent groups. Assessment of his desperation level? High. The Proxima Station evidence connects him directly to civilian casualties. Earth Colonial Authority has issued execution warrants for anyone involved in that massacre. Thorne studied the tactical display showing Vex's cornered position. The merchant had chosen his defensive position well. The asteroid provided cover from most attack angles while leaving options for escape if opportunity presented. Major Steele, Thorne said through ship communications, prepare for boarding. Assault. Assume the target will resist with military-grade weapons. The boarding shuttles launched from ESS Sovereign's Pride and the other fleet vessels. Through the bridge viewport, Thorne watched the shuttles approach while ESS Steadfast Supply maintained safe distance. Contact, came Steele's voice over communications. Target is firing on our shuttles with military-grade plasma cannons. The boarding shuttles attached to ESS Prophet's Edge with magnetic clamps. Cutting torches began slicing through the merchant ship's outer airlock while Steele's Marines prepared for combat. "Atmospheric composition normal," reported Marine Sergeant Willis through helmet communications. "Gravity at Earth standard levels. Alpha Team, secure the bridge," Steele commanded. "Beta Team, cargo holds. Gamma Team, engineering. Watch for booby traps and document everything." The Marines moved through the ship with practiced coordination. Each team carried recording equipment and evidence collection materials in addition to their combat gear. "Contact," came Willis's voice as Alpha Team encountered resistance near the bridge. 4 hostiles with military weapons taking cover behind reinforced barriers. The sound of plasma fire echoed through the ship's corridors as the Marines engaged Vex's crew. These weren't civilian cargo handlers. They fought with military precision. "Beta Team in cargo hold 1, reported Corporal Kowalski. "Holy hell, Major. This place is an armory." Steele's helmet display showed Kowalski's camera feed revealing cargo containers filled with Earth military weapons, plasma rifles, armor-piercing ammunition, portable missile systems. "Document everything," Steele ordered. "Serial numbers, manufacturer codes, shipping dates. In cargo hold 2, more Earth weapons filled container after container." The shipping manifests showed something disturbing. The same weapons were being sold to 3 different factions currently fighting each other in the Centauri system. "Major," came Kowalski's voice, "these shipping records show deliberate multi-faction sales. Someone's arming all sides in the Centauri conflict." "Gamma Team at engineering," reported Corporal Hayes. "Found the ship's real identity codes. This vessel is registered as ESS Merchant's Resolve. It's operating under false papers." "Alpha Team, bridge secured," Willis announced. "Captain Vex in custody, but he's activated something before surrender." Through the communication system came Vex's voice. "Major, you've made a career-ending mistake. Those weapons were sold with full Colonial Authority approval." Steele accessed his command tablet and cross-referenced the shipping codes. The results confirmed Vex's claim. Every weapon sale had been officially authorized. "Sir," Hayes's voice carried alarm from engineering. "I'm reading massive energy buildup in the ship's power core. This looks like a self-destruct sequence. All teams, emergency evacuation," Steele commanded. "Ship's rigged to explode. Grab what evidence you can carry and get to the shuttles." The Marines moved with desperate efficiency, collecting critical data while racing toward their boarding craft. The ship's power core began emitting the distinctive whine of an overloading fusion reactor. 30 seconds to detonation, Hayes reported. Back in ESS Sovereign's Pride's cargo bay, Cross monitored the boarding operation while maintaining her training session. "Medical team, prepare for casualties," came the announcement. Boarding teams evacuating under emergency conditions. Cross secured her training equipment and began setting up emergency medical stations. "Marines," she announced, "this might become practical application. Remember your procedures." The boarding shuttles detached from ESS Prophet's Edge just as the merchant vessel's fusion reactor reached critical overload. The explosion sent brilliant plasma fire across the asteroid field, while shock waves hammered the fleeing Earth ships. "Shuttle 3 taking debris impacts," came the transmission. "Hull breach in passenger compartment, multiple casualties." Cross watched the damaged boarding craft limp toward docking while emergency teams prepared to receive wounded Marines. "Medical. Emergency in Shuttle Bay," announced the ship-wide communication system. Cross arrived as the damaged craft completed emergency docking. The airlock cycled open to reveal 4 Marines with varying degrees of injury: plasma burns, decompression, trauma, and blunt force injuries. "Corporal Hayes," Cross announced while assessing the casualties. "Massive plasma burns across 40% of his torso, possible internal bleeding." The Marines from her training session appeared in the shuttle bay. Hayes was unconscious, his armor partially melted from plasma exposure. "Willis, Kowalski," Cross commanded. "Apply the pressure bandages exactly like we practiced. Maintain pressure while I establish IV access." The Marines moved with precision that reflected their recent training. Cross had prepared them well. They executed procedures without hesitation. Hayes is losing blood pressure, Cross observed while monitoring vital signs. Kowalski, start the plasma infusion. Willis, prepare the oxygen mask. Major Steele arrived carrying evidence containers salvaged from Vex's ship. How is he, Doc? He'll live, Cross replied without stopping her work. The Marines followed procedures perfectly. Their quick response probably saved his life. Hayes began showing improved vital signs as the treatment took effect. The Marines' immediate first aid had prevented complications that could have been fatal. Doc, Hayes managed to whisper as consciousness returned. Did we get the evidence? You got enough, Cross replied while adjusting his pain medication. Rest now. As the medical crisis stabilized, Cross began treating the other injured Marines, while providing continuous instruction. See how the synthetic skin graft adheres around the burn area, she explained while working on Marine Corporal Davidson. You establish proper healing environment by maintaining temperature and moisture. The Marines assisting showed competence that exceeded their formal training. Cross's practical instruction had given them skills that made the difference between successful treatment and potential fatalities. Major, Cross said to Steele, your Marines performed exceptionally. They followed emergency protocols perfectly. Steele nodded while watching his injured crew receive treatment. Doc, what would have happened without the training? Hayes would probably have died from blood loss before reaching proper medical facilities. The others would have suffered complications. The practical application had proven its value under actual emergency conditions. In Admiral Thorne's ready room, senior staff conducted their post-mission analysis while reviewing evidence recovered from Vex's destroyed ship. The holographic displays showed shipping manifests, authorization codes, and communication records. Intelligence summary, Voss reported. Captain Vex was operating under legitimate Earth Colonial Authority contracts, selling weapons to multiple factions according to approved strategic guidelines. Thorne studied the evidence. Meaning this wasn't illegal. Arms dealing, it was official policy. Correct, Admiral. Earth deliberately arms opposing factions to prevent any single group from achieving dominance that might threaten our expansion interests. Major Steele consulted the shipping records. The 3 factions in the Centauri system were equipped with identical Earth weapons, ensuring balanced conflict that weakens all participants. Commander Blackwood frowned. But the Proxima Station massacre, 400 civilians died from weapons we provided. Collateral damage from a strategy designed to maintain regional stability through controlled conflict, Voss concluded. Cross entered the ready room carrying her medical tablet. Admiral, all wounded Marines are stable. Hayes will require extended recovery time, but he'll make a complete recovery. Commander Cross, Thorne said. Major Steele reports your combat medicine training proved essential. The Marines performed perfectly under pressure, Cross replied. They applied their training effectively and probably saved Hayes' life, Steele nodded. Doc, my Marines are calling you Doc Doom for your dark humor during the surgery, Hughes smiled slightly. I told Hayes he was lucky the plasma burns didn't cook him completely. Well, you're not dead yet, which exceeds my expectations. Thorne studied the evidence while considering the broader implications. Assessment. Captain Vex was conducting authorized operations that became politically embarrassing when civilian casualties drew public attention. The weapons sales themselves were legal and strategically justified, Voss confirmed. The problem was Vex's failure to maintain operational security. Crawford entered the ready room carrying comprehensive notes. Admiral, I wanted to present my assessment of today's operations. Proceed, Commander. The tactical execution was exceptional, but the strategic implications raise questions about Earth's long-term expansion objectives. Explain. If Earth maintains stability through controlled conflict, we're essentially managing alien civilizations rather than coexisting with them. That approach has historical precedents. The alternative involves allowing alien factions to achieve military balance that might threaten Earth's expansion, Thorne replied. Thorne considered the implications while studying the evidence of Earth's weapons, trade policies. The mission had revealed the scope of Earth's imperial strategy, using controlled conflicts to prevent any alien faction from becoming powerful enough to challenge Earth's expansion. We continue the mission, Thorne decided. Adapt procedures to account for what we've learned about Earth's strategic methods. As the briefing concluded, each officer understood that their mission had revealed fundamental aspects of Earth's expansion strategy, a system of controlled conflicts that kept alien factions weak while Earth grew stronger. Cross's combat medicine training had proven essential when emergency occurred, earning her the nickname Doc Doom for her pragmatic humor during life-saving procedures. Steele had learned how empires actually functioned through controlled dependencies rather than military honor. Most importantly, Admiral Thorne realized that frontier operations involved implementing policies designed to achieve strategic objectives that exceeded the scope of individual tactical missions. The merchant's arsenal had been eliminated, and the true nature of Earth's expansion strategy had been revealed.
Humanity Galactic Frontiers, all rights reserved. This video and its contents are protected under international copyright law. Any unauthorized copying, distribution, or re-uploading is strictly prohibited without written permission. If you enjoyed this journey, please like the video and subscribe for more stories from the edge of the galaxy. Thanks for watching, and stay curious out there among the stars.